The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA. This is the name of the current legislation that governs how states and public institutions provide special education and related services to children with disabilities. It also authorizes grants, money intended to support special ed services, as well as discretionary funds that organizations and agencies can acquire for their own purposes. As the parent of a Down syndrome student, I find it to be a gloriously written body of flowery educational terms and legal doublespeak. The law was designed to ensure that eligible students with disabilities have available to them a free, appropriate public education and prepare them for life after school. It was meant to protect the rights of those children and their parents. It lays out the means by which relevant agencies provide education and services and provides educators and, well, it lays out the means to provide educators and parents with tools to be effective in educating those students. And it also provides for the system itself to become a self-serving enterprise. But I digress. Here's the thing. This is relevant legislation. Parents need it. It's the only thing that helps a student with special needs gain access to a real education at their level of learning. This law actually helps parents more than any other legislation that's available. It helps those schools who are looking to make a difference in the lives of students with disabilities, but it is far from perfect. Why? The primary purpose of school districts isn't to provide a customized education for an individual student. The primary purpose of a school district is to keep itself operational, so corners are cut. How? Well, let's take a look at the beginning part of the lettering of the law. Eligible students with disabilities. So how do you define eligible? Is it a wide pathway or a narrow gate? Now, perhaps you can't imagine any decent school district would ever try to fight eligibility, especially when it's of a medical nature and it's medically documented, but I can. As can any parent of a student with dyslexia. That diagnosis is routinely ignored and treated as non-existent. Otherwise, school districts would be financially responsible for treatment and attending to it under the Act. Eligible students with disabilities have available to them. Now, available doesn't mean it's provided. When the lawyers get involved, it simply means that if you don't like what we've got on offer for your kid, you can go somewhere else. Eligible students with disabilities have available to them a free, appropriate public education, FAPE. FAPE is the right term, it's the right concept, free, appropriate public education. But when the lawyers get involved, FAPE is easily reduced to this. Here's what our school district has authorized our school to offer you. If you disagree, you can always file a compliance complaint with the state. That's the first step. And if the state finds we're out of line, then they'll give us time to fix it. And if the state sides with us, you're out of luck. Unless you want to lawyer up and take us to court. Good luck with that, because we're prepared to bury you in paperwork and drag this out for years and years if we at all possibly can. How old is your student? We're just asking, because if we can drag this out long enough, he'll be out of school long before anything gets changed. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. It may be a great idea, but it's a terribly poor means to actually receive what it says it ought to be providing.